What's up, everybody? This is Erica from the Classy Climb blog. You know what it is. It is Freedom Friday. So, I'm excited. It's a good Freedom Friday. It's relaxing. I have some really great guests coming up in the future. I have a mortgage lender who can work in all 50 states. He will be coming up. And that way, all you guys, all your questions you have will be answered. Put it in your calendars. I think it's going to be on the 18th of July. Next week, we'll have another person who's talking about sales, talking about writing books, and talking about e-commerce. So we'll have about 2 or 3 people next week talking about sales, e-commerce, and how to grow your business. So look, this Freedom Friday, I have to tell this story. I was in a group doing a talk, and I realized the person in the group, I had spoke to them like 3 years ago. And 3 years ago, we had talked about starting YouTube channels. And I think it might have been almost 4 years. But let's be honest. The point of the story is we talked about it. I took action. 3 years later, here we are, 4,000 plus almost 5,000 subscribers. Really 4,000 some change subscribers. 500,000 views. Multiple figure business at this point. I mean, if we do the math, which, I'm gonna be quiet because my CPA and IRS filling out our documents right now. So anyway, the key here is the power of getting started. And so many times I tell people on this channel, like, we got to get started, dude, we got to get started. Or I talk to somebody and I go, hey, here's a proposal. Definitely work with me. Or here's all the information you need to get your credit started. Let's get this going. And 3 months later and 6 months later, they finally come back and go, yeah, Erica, I'm ready. At the same token, 6 months ago, time will pass either way. A year will pass or 2 years will pass, and it's up to you. When clients ask me how fast do things move, it's up to you. It's up to the person, how focused they are, where they're trying to go in their dream, where's their hope. I never promised all these like guarantees you're going to make millions of dollars. I don't have to. It's up to you, the person. So many people start working with me, and then 3 or 4 months later, it clicks. And then they're on a roll. I mean, they're on a roll. They go and do seminars and REI classes with their spouse. They're doing things where they can go find out what things they want to buy, get deeper into real estate. I really love that. That's really the enjoyable part about coaching. That's the enjoyable part about consulting. Because when you get to work with people who are fired up and ready for life, it's a whole different ballgame than trying to drag people or give people free information. So many times I get comments, well, I can Google that for free. Well, if you did it for free, it's been about 6 years and you still don't have any results. So clearly free isn't working for you. Okay. So, it's one of those things where you're like, the power of getting started. There's so many things right now I could ask all of you. Is there something you've wanted to do, whether it's swimming and Spanish classes and traveling to Italy and all these things that if we would have a year ago planned to go do them, they could have been done, right? We could all agree that there's something, whatever your something is, that you promised yourself you were going to get started on and you haven't done it. Again, number one thing I tell everybody who's watching this channel, go grab a calendar and like look at that calendar, make that calendar be your friend. If you notice some of the high 6-figure salespeople, whether they're in real estate agents, or they're car salespeople, they have calendars. They have the mini book calendars and they write down how many clients they talk to a day. I mean, let me put it to you this way. If you're a real estate agent, if your number one goal is 1 seller's appointment a day, 1 buyer's appointment a day. Kid you not. And some people may call it sellers or listings appointment, depending on where your market is, right? And your language, north to south, how that is. And so that's just two appointments a day. 2 appointments a day to get towards 6 figures. And many people are like, that seems so little. Okay, even if you kick it over to apartment locating, which I'm debating doing a course on because so many people move to Texas and they ask me about it. But the apartment locating, literally, you get on the phone. So when people call you, here's 2 scenarios. They're ready to go get an apartment now. They've waited to the last minute, or they looked at a ton of apartments and they're tired. They need your help. Or 2, they're looking for it in the future because they know the Austin market is so crazy that 6-7 months from now, they might not even be able to get something. Now, some clients go, I only work with people who are ready to go today. I want my money in my pocket right now. Some of the smarter ones work with both. Why? Because they can stack that cash out months in advance. Some of my apartment locating friends have apartment leases, like 10 of them dropping in November because their clients want to go early and get it wrapped, get it done. And so I think that's you know, you got to figure out your strategy, but the power is getting started. The power is skills you need. So many times people say, Erica, I wish I did this 4 years ago. Well, guess what? Best time to plant a tree 20 years ago. Best time to plant a tree today. Get started today. So I also want to talk about the power of being you. So many times, I think lately, as we see in the news, people are saying, LeVar Ball, he's ridiculous. He's crazy. He's out of control. I'm pretty sure the reality TV show that is now starting, and the contracts for the WWE, and his son going to be playing for the Lakers, and his other sons have, you know, full scholarship to UCLA. This guy has put in motion something that 10 years ago, people were mocking him, right? And let's be honest, he mentors like 10, 15 kids. And that's probably what you're going to see on the reality TV show, is where all these kids run up and down the street doing basketball drills with this guy as their coach. You know, we're looking at him from the side of he's promoting himself. He's promoting his kids. He's living through his kids. And it's so short-sighted. It's so short-sighted and disgusting when I hear that mess, because at the end of the day, this guy had a dream and he's living that dream out. Now you say that's his kid's dream. No. That's that family's dream, to have a brand, to have clothing, to have shoe lines. They have what, 2, 3, 4 shoes now, different colors, you know, different gear. You know, as the years go by, the designs will get better. The power of being you wins. No one can out-be you, right? Like if I go to your house and I try to be funny like you, people are like, why is Erica trying to be funny like you? Or if I go to your house and I try to cook like your wife, people are like, why is Erica in my house burning things? The key is being you. And I feel like I watched some of my old videos on this channel and I'm so scared. I'm talking to you guys. Thanks for watching my channel. Now I'm like, get it. Whatever you want to do, people, you know, and have my personality come out, because there's nobody who can be you better. And so sometimes, you know, I'm probably throwing these together in the future, and they're going to be on Growth for Leaders. If you want to be in those courses, you got to sign up on that page. It's Growth for Leaders. I'll put the links below. But the key here is, people say, how do you make 10 grand a month? How do you make 3 grand a month? You know, selling products or being you. The key is being you, but monetizing it. So many times I'm on Facebook and people are running around, you know, and they're all over Facebook with millions of Facebook views. But when you ask them, where's the money at? Where's the monetization? It's like they just want to be on Facebook Live to have fun. And 2 people that I think do a really great job is Tammy Bonnet. She has like the bonnet on all the time, Chronicles. Funny thing, I was like, you know, I'm going to go look at her website, see what's going on. And it was loaded. She had photo shots. She had things to sell. She had bookings. She had a clothing line. You know, there's a young lady using her channel today. And I said, why is this music video up on her Facebook Live? Well, of course, the young lady paid her $7 grand so that she would post about her video, upload her video on her Facebook. When you have millions of people checking out your Facebook channel, millions of people checking out a thing, you can have the power. Kid, same with LeVar Ball. You have the power there. The key here is deciding, truly deciding, what do you want to do and how do you want to do it? Because number one thing I'll tell people, and it drives me crazy, is strangers will buy before friends. So many times you guys are calling me for consults. I started this business and my family doesn't support me, or I want my family to support me. You cannot force your family to respect you, validate your opinions. And what happens is when we're coming up with ideals, we tell the people nearest to us. And you know, Jay-Z always talks about his uncle, who didn't mean any harm, but was like, man, you ain't selling no million records. There's a story of the teenager who went to Duke. Is it Duke University? No, it's another university. But he basically, his stepfather was like, I'm not even taking you to college orientation because you ain't going to graduate. Well, 4 years later, the kid is walking across the stage graduating and the stepfather's in prison. Now, what would have happened if that kid would have took that information and took it on as truth? Sometimes you can't ask the people around you. Sometimes you have to go to a different room and ask the people in that room. The other day I've had calls, and I think I went to a group meeting. I think that was like Tuesday, but they'd only got it started 2 years ago and they're flipping houses left and right. And the key is when you start getting around people, you realize how it is possible. If you get synced in on your stuff, it gets done. It gets done. So I'm going to look over to you guys' comments because I see there are a bunch and I didn't mean to ignore y'all. I just had to get on that little Freedom Friday rant. So .com show, ready for this? Hi, Erica. How you doing? V. Craig, happy Freedom Friday. Listen, dude, it is Freedom Friday. You know, sometime last week I did a Freedom Tuesday, but the key here is designing your life so that you live well. And I'm very glad I live in Austin. I might, you know, in the future, who knows, Denver or Nashville. I really like those two cities for whatever reason, or I might do a month or two there. But I promise you, when I'm here, there's so many people when I get up in the morning, 8, 9 o'clock, and I'm walking around the neighborhood, they're walking around the neighborhood. They're getting their walk on and they work from home, or you go down to bars or different places and most people in there work from home or own a little small company that pays. And I think what's the most tragic thing in some of the African-American Latino communities, they're not interacting with these people. They're not getting to see some of these white guys who are like, yeah, I just work from home. I do about this much a day. I'm trying to finish a blog. I'm getting all the information. I don't want to put out false information, but it's about 100 links. And I'll set it to you like this. I'm in some Facebook groups. I'm in a mommy Facebook group where moms want to work from home or moms want to be home with their children. And they had a list of 100 places that were hiring online job positions. And what cracked me up is they were hiding this list like it was liquid gold. I was like, man, I just want the list, yo. I'm in the group. I don't have kids, but I like what you guys talk about because they talk about how to spend more time at home. You know, cooking, cleaning, being a wife, enjoying that relaxation. You know, if you work 4 hours a day for Hilton hotels, answering the phones when they get busy from 11 to 2, and then you go pick your kids up and you guys go play at the park and you eat dinner, your husband gets home, dude, you're living life. You're living. So again, I think it's very important. I'll try to get all that information off that list. I got to get some of their stuff off because it's illegal to share like that. So anyway, I'll get some of the details, but you know, for people who want to work from home, people who don't mind using the phone and the internet, getting on the computer, the opportunities are there. So if you have a son or daughter and they're not great with typing, get them on the computer, get them in some computer courses. I have 30 and 40-year-old clients to this day who aren't great with computers. They aren't great. They don't want to mess with them. So you got to improve those skills, folks. So you Unlimited Connect said thumbs up to you. Andre C. Hatchet in the building. What you doing here, Andre? Hey, do it. People need help. Yep. B. Craig, are you guys seeing any of this? Andre said he is. If anybody else can't see it, let me know. Unlimited Context. I learned that family and business don't mix. Now, here's the thing about family and business don't mix. Can family and business mix? Yes, if there's strong, clear boundaries. Now, what do I mean by strong, clear boundaries? The best way to say it is like I have several friends I went to college with, and you know, some of these guys are white, some of them are Lumbee, Indian, and the fact is that when they went back home, they worked with family. Now, what do they work with family with? Insurance, a trucking company, and a painting company, and one had an AC repair company. Their jobs were very clearly defined. So you're not bumping into dad every day. And I'll put it to you this way. Some of my white friends right here in Austin, there's about 7 of them that work every day with their father. And the one guy is an architect. The dad is a general construction guy. But when the son came back from college with higher level architectural skills, he was like, man, we can chase new clients. So they work together. Another one sells propane and gas and grill accessories. Father and son work together. I mean, the key here is, in most small, like when you're just starting out, family don't mix. But I would say if you've got, and I'm very clear about the boundaries issue, but let's say you come home from college and you've got a $40,000 credit card and you've got a brother and he's a mechanic or he has some construction skills and you go, hey, let's have a family construction business. I will clearly only do this, get leads, manage the guys, and then you clearly are over the guys and go do the construction or go do the painting. It can work that way because you have clear, divided rules. Neither one is kind of over the other. Each runs a part of the company. It can work that way. I've seen that. So I always tell people, if you're coming back home and you've got great credit and you've got a lump sum of cash, or maybe you can own the mechanic shop, you know. Even right now for my cousin, he thought about having a moving company, but he works like a really great job after leaving the Navy. That's an engineer kind of level job. And so he's like, I need somebody to help manage it. So if you have someone where you're not going to be sitting over their back micromanaging, you can. But a lot of times when people say family don't mix, they don't have good boundaries. So don't do it unless you have real strong, clear boundaries there. Any other questions, you guys? Andre Hackett 0. Okay. But yeah, so the key here is on a Freedom Friday is get started. There's so many people who, there's people who started before I did, just 2 years before me, and their YouTube channels and their stuff is off the chain, just off the chain, dude. And I'm very proud of them. So, Unlimited Connect says, my family doesn't have the same vision as me and they want too many freebies. Yeah, listen, so here's the thing. I'm a strong believer in strangers buy before everybody else. And if you spend, and I'm being really honest, like, I'm not talking about these 1 to 2 hour small things, but 8 to 10 hours a day, really hardcore hustling, putting out and have your phone off, like they know not to call you during business hours. In 3 to 4 months, when they start seeing the gains, and I'm not talking about new cars, I'm not talking about house, but I'm talking about gains in your business where other people are acknowledging you for your business, that's when the magic happens. Because all of a sudden they look at you in a different light. Same thing goes for real estate. When you like, hey, let's get together and buy a house. Come on. You're like begging and pleading and trying to sell an ideal. Don't do that. Go find you another partner. Go buy that house with that other partner. Then, buy another one. Eventually, at some point, they're going to go, man, you got 3 or 4 houses. Then you're in the position of where they come to you and with clear, strict boundaries and respect. How can we buy a property together? So that, again, it depends. But see, the key here is got to have boundaries, got to have a plan. So I didn't mean to go off on the family tangent, but it's just very true. Like, my sister has a hair salon. I can't braid hair for nothing, but I could help her manage it because I can do different types of skills. But, she has a manager now, so she doesn't really need me. It's just an example. All right. What else did I have on this Freedom Friday? Hey, anybody who is bought the tax lien course or the Financial Freedom Starts at the Basement, dude, I love you guys' emails. They're the best when you tell me what you did with the course, tell me where you're buying, what county you're buying in. I love those. Send those emails at any day. I love those. Those are great stuff. Again, also some of the prices have increased. Credit repair has increased because just demand, got a lot of people hitting it up, and it was just a special that was supposed to go to October. So again, the key here is we'll have a mortgage lender on the 18th. We will have a guy to talk about sales next week. And we also have another person talking about how they started their book, because I think a lot of you want to write a book and you talk about it. And I've given you some like outlines, and some of you are like, I don't know. So I'll bring some people on who've written books and their process and how did it work out for them, because I think that's important for you guys to see that. So again, tips, if you want to look at real estate properties, as I always tell you guys, go on realtor.com. Always go an hour out or 20 miles out from your house. Why? Because I want you to see some of the deals. And I get a lot of emails from you guys, but if you want to check out deals, that's where they're at. So a little bit further out. You guys have any more questions? You guys have any concerns today? Let me know before I get out of the building, because I'm going to go have a great Friday. Looking for them. I'm giving y'all a good couple 30 seconds. But anyway, all right, guys, look. I think I have one other topic. Sorry, and I'm gonna wrap it up. How to get to 10K a month. Let's make it even simpler. All right. So let's say you have 10 people paying you $1,000 a month, right? Or you can have 20 people paying you $500 a month. Or you can have 40 people paying you what, $250 a month? I don't want to mess it up. But the key here is breaking it down into smaller numbers. If you have a book, and Andre Hatchett has a book up there, $25 book times 2,000 sales in a year, that's $50,000. Let's say you have 2 of those. You break it down, it gets to 10K a month. Unlimited Connect said, what's a good way to market my website? What are you trying to do? Paid traffic or free traffic? Being really honest. All right, I need more details of what your website is. Cole C, hello. I must say you have been a blessing to me and my start to passive income and cash flow. Really would like to meet you in person to discuss growth. Hey, dude, Cole, thanks. That's appreciative. Hey, Cole, you know what you should do? Probably check us out in October. October 25th through 28th, be in Dallas, Texas at FidCon, but also we'll try to put together a mixer of who's who, and maybe Charles Ogilvie, maybe Andre Hatchett, maybe it's a couple people from that Dallas area who are in real estate. We'll see if we can try to get them in there, right? And that way, if you guys want to hop on a plane and come to Dallas, you have plenty of time in advance. Dallas is one of those cheap airports. You can hop in and hop out, spend $100 and have a great weekend. So let's see. So your unlimited content, you basically said free. What's a good way to market your website? Listen, if you do free, you're going to have to put 3 or 4 hours in a day. Now, people don't like hearing that. We can break it back down to 1 to 2 hours if you want. That's fine. So let's say you want to do free content. You want to do free traffic. Go on Quora, Quora. Basically, it's a forum talking with people are asking questions and you answer their question. If you go on there and you basically go for your category and answer questions like, hey, if you need more answers, go check out my website. Put your links in and do that all day. Not all day, but for a good hour, or answer a good 25 questions. Lots of traffic on there. Lots of people with great questions who do go on there. And I think I've got like 40,000 views on there. It's where you answer people's questions and people kind of see it and then they go check you out. Okay. Another one, Instagram. If you're on Instagram and you can just go type in, I don't know what your page is about, unlimited content, but let's say you go on there and you go start finding people who are in, I'm just say fitness, and you go and you find them and go, hey man, love your stuff. Hope you definitely check out, give them lots of compliments about themselves, check off stuff on their page and just slowly build a relationship there. Not a splash, but like, hey, just following you, love your content. This is me from blah, 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 whatever my supplement company from our website, right? Another one is, let's say you go on YouTube, you go on some of the biggest, I'm saying fitness because it's easy, right? Unlimited Connect, whatever your topic is, make it that. But fitness, I go find some of the biggest fitness YouTube channels. And every time I'll go on each really big, like, million views video and answer about 20 to 25 people. Like if they have a question and the YouTuber isn't answering it, then I go answer it, right? I go and answer it. And do that for about 10, 12 videos a day. I mean, in 2 weeks, you could have a crazy amount of free traffic doing just those techniques. Okay, now Facebook, what did I say for Facebook? Oh, Facebook, go in some of those groups, answer questions. Go in about 10 different groups, answer questions, talk to people, you'll look at your follow number and make sure if you're using your Facebook page, you make sure it's open so they can follow you, like public so they can follow you. You get that option. So once you start commenting on about 20 people a day on Facebook, responding to their question and say, hey, I have more information here at my website, you'll get bigger traffic. I mean, you probably could create an email list of 2,000 in 2-3 weeks with just those techniques, with just Instagram, Quora, or forums, in your topic. What did I say? Facebook and YouTube. Just those 4 techniques alone will get you about 2,000 email subscribers for reals. So if you have any questions on those 4, let me know. All right. Hello, Mr. Cole said, hello, Mr. Andre. Kenny Tucker, what's up, all? Hey, Kenny. My question the other day was actually having a physical business to get business credit. Do you have to have a physical business? What do you mean? You talking about a physical address? Are you talking about physical address? Because literally you have a piece of paper and go to the bank. But the key here is when people are trying to do business credit and not have it tied to their personal, you're saying, do you have to have a separate location? That's what you're asking. I think you're asking. Be ready. Although collecting rent is a passive income, could you still consider it a business? Yes. Like anytime you're collecting rent, that's property management. that's a whole business in itself. And I can tell you right now, I know about 12 people, I think I told you on the video, who started property management companies, and they're at 200 people, 200 units now. What happens is word of mouth picks up because people will hear, oh man, what's his name? Be ready. You manage your own properties. Can you manage my property? I'm having a hard time with them. But don't do that unless you can put a contract together, and also if you can do it in your state, right? Because in your state, depending on your state, like North Carolina makes you have to get a real estate license, right? To be a broker and do other people's properties. Most states, you can do your own property up to like however many you want to. So. Unlimited Connect. Okay, thanks a lot. Hey, Desiree. Hello, everyone. Maryland. Unlimited Connect. Hey, Desiree. Maryland in the house. Got a lot of Maryland folk. What y'all doing up there? Y'all escaping? Kenny Tucker. No, an actual business. What do you mean? Do you have to have a business to have business credit? Like you have to have an EIN number and an LLC and an address and a 1-800 number and probably a website would help. Yeah, you have to have that. I mean, a lot of people, I'll put it this way. I have 2 friends. They went and opened up their business, and their EST date said since 1964. And everybody was like, you guys just started this last month. Yeah, but our grandfather has on paper started a business and had a business bank account all these years. So what does that look like when they go apply for banks and they go get money? They've been in business since 1964. So, but you can do that just even with your DPA, your downtown. But physical business, what do you mean? An actual running business? Anytime you put your name on a piece of paper in an LLC and it says, this is my business, it's a business. It's a business, period. If it has a business bank account, it's a business. Like Donald Trump has 600 businesses. Do you think every single business is an actual physical location? Nah. Let's see here. Okay. High unlimited. Okay, let me go back up. Desiree, high unlimited, Kenny Tucker, like a car dealership or tree cutting or whatever. No, I'm talking about location. Like a location, you can have a location. Kenny, we probably have to just do another talk on the phone, but the location doesn't matter, right? Like you could go to a building that rents out rooms for $300 a month office, go literally pay your thing with that office, have your note stuff on the door, get your mail sent there, and that's an actual location. It's a physical business. Be ready. Thank you. I'm in Missouri. Are you in Missouri or Missouri? Right? Because like I have friends, and one lives on one side of the state, and one lives on the other. And if you didn't know, they fought each other in the federal Civil War. Isn't that crazy? They were so far up there, but somehow still involved. They made a whole movie on it. It's crazy. All right. Kenny Tucker, like your painting business, do I have to have something like that to get business credit? No, you just have to have, again, you just repeat what I said. EIN number, 1-800 phone number, LLC, a website, a address where the mail goes. Some people end up putting their own personal home address because they want to use a home office. That's going to mingle you a little bit. You could have a separate location though. And that's all you need, people. Over and over. I say it all the time. All right. Actual Ancestral Goddess Wisdom MD. Another Maryland up in here? Okay. Unlimited kind of Erica, you are getting big here in Maryland. You know what? I'm going to check my Facebook numbers and see if I'm marketing there. Oh, okay, he got it. The comments came in slow. Sorry, you guys. If the comments come in slow, I think I'm 30 seconds behind, according to like when they do the live, plus the comments. No worries. I apologize if you guys didn't get those. But yeah. My Raisins one, Kenny, you can start a business in a formal way and get credit. Let's just say you can have intention of functioning as a business. There you go. I mean, that's a good way to say it. But like, you know, on paper, once you're on paper, that business is alive unless you, now the IRS will say, let's say you keep writing off as tax write-off, right? And you do that for 2 years or you do it for 5 years. IRS can say, this is not a business. This is a hobby. It's not making any money. So stuff like that, when people try to use it in that way, no, that really won't help you. That's not the most productive way to do it. I would say most people, and I'm just saying this to be nice, if you have something you do that's already making money, like let's see how much money you can make it and then go worry about getting an LLC. Because 9 times out of 10, I've seen people cut grass all summer and they're just kind of swiping, getting PayPal swipes and stuff like that. And then they don't do it anymore. Or they started a carpet cleaning business and then they only did it for a year or less, or they only did it for a few months and then quit. And so I've seen a lot of people do that. And so I always say, like, if you're going to get an LLC, don't like niche it down to the point where you can't use it for other stuff. You know, look at it as a holding account. And we've talked about that before on this channel. Like, you know, SW investments. Sometimes if you guys pay, you'll see SW investments on the card or the swipe that you guys get, you know, your receipt from me. Well, that's the holding company. Well, I have several different little divisions. That's the marketing. This is the YouTube channel. This is the da-da-da-da. And each division gets an LLC. So, and each division can be funded separately with their own bank account if need be. So there's many ways to do it. Many ways. So, but look, you guys, I just wanted to do this one up really short. I wasn't going to be on here all day. I just want to do this one, kind of throw that out there. But yeah, the power of getting started, having a 10K business a month, it really starts with how you monetize things and just breaking it down by products and services. You know, what services do you offer? You know, some people have like $500 services. You know, they're moving, they're, you know, cleaning a whole house, carpet cleaning a whole house for $400 or something, you know, or $200. And You know, all they got to do is a house a day. If you look at it, they do a house a day, not every day of the week, but you know, a house a day, 20 days out of the month at least, and they have a $4,000 business. Now, what could they do to make that double or triple that business? Hire another person, market flyers, bandit signs, ask for referrals, get on Yelp, go on HomeAdvisor and sites like it and say, hey, I carpet clean and this is our fees and this is our rates, you know? So, I mean, it's service businesses are super easy, but 10K a month can be done as well online. And so that's why we're going to do some of that next week. And I'll basically have some eBooks ready for you guys by then. But don't get scared. You know, sometimes I'll tell people, just make $5,000 a month. They're like, that's not enough, Erica. Get your expenses under control. If you get fired tomorrow, what happens? And a lot of times people will have a car payment that's $600 a month. I've had those called before. $600 car payment, $250 in monthly insurance. And then they've got a $200 cell phone bill because they got the brand new phones, a Google Pixel. Dude, you've got $1,000 just burning you. You can't leave your job. You're going to have to do something on the side. So I just always tell people the number one thing I want you guys to do is, one, check your credit, clean it if you can. And cleaning credit and creating new credit are two different things, right? We can get your old erroneous things off there. That's fine. But you have to have 3 to 6 healthy reporting lines, period. Like, your score is not going to move. Like, we can get these other things off and that score will stay right there, dead at 580 or dead at 620, right? But either one of those scores, 580 or 620, can get you an FHA loan. So don't feel like all is over, but that's what I would say. I would say, you know, fix the credit, get some healthy reporting lines on there, and then create a plan. Create a plan where your business is making 10K a month. It's not crazy, you know, it's all about the power of getting started. I would have never thought I got this far this fast, but it did take 3 years still. So I'm not going to say it's super easy. You could do it overnight, but with a service business, you can kind of get there faster. You can get there a lot faster. So can you have a virtual address to get business credit? No, V. Craig. They've changed some rules. Dun & Bradstreet won't, like, they act like they won't acknowledge your address. So when I tell people, if you're going to be at a co-working space, see what's the options for it to actually be labeled as an office. So, like, there's a thing called license hanging locations, and depending on your state, though, name might be a little different, but it's called license hanging locations. So it's not like a virtual office, but it is. And technically, they'll literally have a mailbox for you to get your stuff, but for whatever reason, it reads different. It's not like a post office box, not like a shipping location. It just reads a little bit different, and Dun & Bradstreet takes it. It's weird. They've changed the rules a lot. So. Okay, my raisins one. So true. I keep my expenses very low. Yeah, I mean, if anything happens, like, we have a person watching this channel, and she was working a job she did not like for 18 years. She went and finally took the leap of faith, bought a condo. Her mortgage is $347 a month. She realized she can leave that crappy job and do way less. I mean, if your mortgage is $347 and you got a paid off car and you just got a cell phone, boo boo. The world is yours. You can start a business. You can do other things. You can do all kind of projects as long as you're not partying and popping bottles every night. You're good. My reasons, I look forward to the mortgage lender perspective because I'm into real estate. Also, I learned more about online ventures thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to make sure the links are below. But as far as like what we just talked about earlier, you know, how to get 2,000 email people on your list from just free traffic, you're going to hit up the forums. You're going to hit up Facebook. You're going to be answering questions. And here's the thing. If you've got 3 to 5 hours to do that every day, do it. But if you want paid traffic, do like $300 a month. Don't go crazy. If you can't afford $300 a month to advertise paid traffic for your business, I don't know on that one. I don't know. Now, you can build it free. It just takes a little bit longer. Elliot Huss is very much proof of that. You know, people, you'll see channels now on YouTube and on Facebook, people on Facebook, 6 to 24 months, all of a sudden they blow up when before it took a full year or full 24 months. Because they were both mostly free. Now it's the power of paid traffic. And the reason I like it a little bit more than free, like, to me, my day, I'm gonna spend 2 hours with doing free techniques anyway. But not everybody has that time, right? If you're one of the people watching this channel and you guys are working and you're like, Erica, I don't have time to spend 2-3 hours every afternoon, you know, going on forums and going on Facebook and going on Instagram talking about, I'd say about 40-50 people. Because it's a combination. If you're on Instagram, you're going to follow them. Plus, you're going to send them a DM to about 40 to 50 people every single day. And that's a lot. That's a lot. Because 30% of the time they'll follow back, right? Right. So I probably have to do a whole nother video on this just alone, just the free traffic technique. And I apologize, but just that alone, that part alone can blow up your Instagram. Like, and for me, I don't even need my Instagram to be big. I just I'll get in people's DM boxes just all day. Hey, love what you do. I'll comment on their live stuff they put up. You know what I mean? You'd be amazed how many people are in a position of take. They're always asking somebody to do something for them for free. If you're just giving compliments and you're just kind of constantly following up with someone, world of magic happens. Just saying. But yeah, if you hit about 40 to 50 people every day and follow them and message them, about 30% automatically follow you back. So it's a little tip there. .com show, how does she do that? How does she do what? Hit me on which one. So, all right, you guys, look, this is Erica, Classy Climb Blog. I've got to run. I've got one more client call, and then I've got Freedom Friday time. So everybody, you guys have been great. Thank you for all your questions. Sorry this video was a little all over the place, but it's a Freedom Friday, and we do what we want here. So welcome. No. All right, everybody, this is Erica, Classy Climb Blog. Links are always below. Hey, if you need to talk to me, grab a consult. If you have like 12 questions, grab a consult. If you want to get your tax lien investing future on, go grab the course. If you want to get everything started, your insurance, your investing in monthly dividend stocks, all that good stuff, online investing, hit that other course. Financial freedom starts from the basement. You guys, it's Erica. See you guys next week. Later.